Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, we are going to be continuing with our basic Arabic course. In the last lesson, we were looking at nouns, and we learned that nouns are of three types. They are Mufrad, Muthanna, or Jamm. Yani Mufrad being singular, Muthanna being dual, and Jamm being plural. We also learned that we took the Ism al-Mufrad, and the Ism al-Mufrad is of two types. It can be Mudhakkar or Mu'annath. It could be masculine or feminine. So a singular noun in the Arabic language, it indicates one thing or one person. And the thing or person, these words in the Arabic language are masculine and feminine. So there's a distinction, unlike the English language. So for example, the word student in English, it's for a male student or a female student. Whereas in Arabic, this is not the case. For a male student, we say talibun, and for a female student, we say talibatun. Also, for example, the word qalamun, which is a pen, is a masculine word. And the word madrasatun, which is a school, this is a feminine word. And we don't have this in the English language, but bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, it will become easy as you continue with your studies. But it is very important to distinguish between the two. We also learned in our last lesson that these singular nouns, they can be Marfoo, Mansoob or Majroor. And if they are Marfoo, the sign of them being Marfoo is almost always a Dhammah, and the sign of them being Mansoob is almost always a Fatha, and the sign of them being Majroor is almost always a Kasra. Now today, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, we are going to move on to Muthanna, which is for two people or two things. So al-Muthanna, or the dual form, هو الذي يدل على اثنين أو اثنتين بزيادة ألف ونون أو ياء ونون. So Muthanna, it is something that indicates two males or two females by adding an alif and noon or a ya and noon. So for example, if we see the word Muslimun, Muslimun is one male Muslim. If we want to make this in the dual form, we would add an alif wa noon or a ya wa noon. So Muslimāni, that's adding an alif and noon, or Muslimayni, that's adding a ya or noon. The word Muslimatun, that's one female Muslim. If we want to make it for two, we would add an alif or a noon. So Muslimatani, or a ya and noon, Muslimatayni. So Muslimāni, Muslimayni, or Muslimatāni, or Muslimatayni. Now the question comes, when would it be Muslimāni or Muslimatāni, and when would it be Muslimayni or Muslimatayni? Now this comes back to i'rab. So just like how we had in the Mufrad, we had that if a singular noun is Marfoo, the sign of it being Marfoo is a Dhammah, and the sign of it being Mansoob is a Fatha, and the sign of it being Majroor is a Kasra. Likewise, in Muthanna, we also have signs. What's the sign of something being Marfoo, Mansoob, or Majroor? So the sign of it being Marfoo is an alif, the sign of it being Mansoob is a ya, and the sign of it being Majroor is a ya. Let's take some examples. So shariba al-muhandisani al-asira. Shariba al-muhandisani al-asira. Shariba means he drank. Al-muhandisani is the two engineers. Al-asira is the juice. So al-muhandisani in this sentence is the fa'il. And we previously studied that al-fa'il da'iman marfu'. Al-fa'ilu da'iman marfu'. The fa'il is always marfu'. What's the sign of it being marfu'? It's the alif. And in al-muhandisani, the alif before the noon is the sign that it is marfu'. Let's look at an example for Mansoob. ضرب الرجل المهندسين. ضرب الرجل المهندسين. So ضرب is he hit, الرجل is the man, and al-muhandisayni is the two engineers. Now in this sentence, al-muhandisayni is maf'ul bihi, and we previously studied that the maf'ul bihi is always mansoob. So what's the sign in al-muhandisayni that it is mansoob? It is the ya. The ya just before the noon at the end is the sign that it is mansoob. And let's take the last example, an example of it being majroor. Sallamtu ala al-muhandisayni. Sallamtu ala al-muhandisayni. Sallamtu is I gave salam, sorry. Yani sallamtu is I gave salam. Yani ala is just, it's necessary for this verb because this verb is lazim, and as we took some verbs that are lazim, they require a preposition sometimes. So sallamtu ala al-muhandisayni. Al-muhandisayni is majroor, and the reason why it is majroor is because it has a preposition before it. Inshallah, we're going to have a specific lesson on prepositions, but just so you know, any word after a preposition is majroor. It's majroor, and it's in a state of being majroor. So what's the sign of al-muhandisayni being majroor? It is the ya before the noon. So we're going to end on the last point that I want you to note about al-muthanna, and this is very important. Al-muthanna, if it comes mudaf, then you delete the noon. So let's look at the word kitab. Kitabun is singular and it is masculine. If we want to make it into Muthanna, we add an alif or noon or a ya wa noon. So kitab becomes Kitābāni or Kitābayni. So if we wanted to say the students' two books, what would we say? We would say Kitābā al-Talib, and that's in the case that is Marfoo. If it is Mansoob, it would be Kitābay al-Talib. And if it is Majroor, it would also be Kitābay al-Talib. Let's look at another example. The word Qalamun, pen. So the word Qalamun, pen, if we make it into Muthanna, it would be Qalamāni or Qalamayni. Qalamāni or Qalamayni. So if we wanted to say the students' two pens, we would say Qalamā al-Talib. Qalamā al-Talib, and that's if the word Qalam is Marfoo. As for if it was Mansoob, it would be Qalamay al-Talib, and if it was Majroor, it would also be Qalamay al-Talib. I know this is a lot of information, but take it slowly, repeat the video if you need to do so, play around with any examples that you can think of, and bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.